Hey everyone, so this is our collective creation project. We wanted to explore different areas that we feel physical literacy belongs in. We wanted to define physical literacy in our own words, and we also wanted to discuss how we as physical educators are going to include literacy in our gymnasiums one day. You'll also see a variety of environments as well as some exercises and some terminology that we as physical educators will use in our
Troy, I was wondering if you
gymnasiums.
could tell us your definition of physical literacy.
Well, physical literacy to me, Mr. Leninga, is going to be the ease at which students can complete the SLOs that we ask them to, such as manipulation skills as well as strategic strategies that they need to apply in a physical education setting.
Thanks. Could you give us your definition of physical literacy?
Yeah. To me, physical literacy is the confidence and competency in regards to fundamental movement skills as well as manipulation skills. These skills then can be taken forth into various aspects of life and allow for a physically active lifestyle.
Karl, you're a pretty sporty guy. What's your definition of physical literacy?
To me, physical literacy is the fundamental concept of using both confidence, motivation, and competence in pursuit of an active, healthy lifestyle.
Hey John, what does physical literacy mean to you?
Well, I was telling Karl that physical literacy to me is the fluency and ability of students to abide by the Manitoba physical education curriculum.
Hey Matt, what's your definition of physical literacy?
Physical literacy to me is developing the fundamental movement skills and abilities in a multitude of environments and being able to confidently and competently display them in multiple physical activity environments.
Hey Troy,
Hey,
how do you plan on including literacy in your gymnasium one day?
well, I think we need to talk about... Here, Karl, thanks. Talking about force application, things like biomechanics, and explaining what those words are and what those terms mean. That way we're not only talking about physical literacy, but as well as literacy as a whole.
Hey Jordan, how do you plan on including literacy in your gym?
Well, when lots of people think about physical education, they think those guys are only focusing on the physical side of things. When in reality, numeracy is a big part of physical activity. When you think about working out, lots of advanced statistics right now, it comes down to reps, sets, so you're talking 3 times 10 for students to figure that out. Figuring out max weight, max repetitions. So, for example, when you want to do strength building exercises, you want to get up to 85% of max strength. So students need to know how to manipulate numbers and be strong with numeracy within physical education as well.
Hey Karl, got a question for you, bud. How are you going to include literacy in your gym one day?
I'm going to include literacy in my gym by connecting it cross-curricular, by looking at biology, connecting it with English, and connecting it with physics. Taking all these other subjects that we have in school and being able to relate it to our phys ed curriculum.
Hey Matt, come here.
Oh, hey there.
How are you going to include literacy in your gym one day?
I'm going to include literacy in my phys ed class one day that was an example of aerobic fitness, and these are some of the terms and terminologies that we can use from an interdisciplinary approach and try and incorporate different terms throughout different subject areas across the curriculum.
Catch that on tape?
I did, Mr. L.
Hey, how's it going, Troy?
Not bad. How are you going to include physical literacy as well as literacy within your physical education classroom?
Well, I'd like to include literacy in my classroom in a number of ways, but a couple of the ways I've learned this year in literacy and language across the curriculum are word scavenger hunts and word walls. I think that they're good ways of incorporating learning within the classroom while getting the kids engaged in physical activity and keeping their brains mobile and active.
Pull-ups.
push-ups.
Lunges.
Plank. Squats.
Jogging. Galloping. Skipping. Hopping.
Aerobic, nutrition, agility, muscular strength, muscular endurance, glycolysis, coordination, Krebs cycle, flexibility, manipulation,
Cardiovascular endurance.
anatomy,
We are the physical educators of tomorrow. Are you physically literate? We are the physical educators of tomorrow. Are you physically literate? We are the physical educators of tomorrow. Are you physically literate? We are the physical educators of tomorrow.